very good week so far. Good morning to you and welcome to the show. It's always a good thing to be out here with you when we know you are watching us. And of course, we have seen another fresh morning this Wednesday. Now, it's going to be a special day. Every new day is a fresh edition of Wake Up Nigeria, obviously. And I'm not going to be doing this alone, so not to worry. Some of my guys are going to be joining me very shortly. Now, it's going to be almost 3 hours with you from now till about 6 or 8:45 this morning. My name is Yomi Ope. We are streaming live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Now, send in your comments on our social media platforms using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. You can also download our mobile app from any Android or iOS store and watch us live on your mobile device from anywhere in the world. Now, it's going to be a special day today, this Wednesday, and we're going to be kicking things off because a lot of us are coffee lovers on Wake Up Nigeria especially, and we recently concluded the Lagos Coffee Festival. We have highlights coming up on the show today. And to give us a musical performance, we have a recording artist, Ohaz Anita, coming up. Shalewa Obude will be joining us on the home makeover segment to give us tips on how you can transform your space using decor. Nutrition is next, and dietitian Tolani Fashion will be discussing weight loss. Now, this is a big issue for many people, male and female, and how to determine if you're overweight is one of the things that we'll be talking about on the show today. Now, relationships, Wednesdays are very nice, and Oyindamala Shoderi will be joining us to talk about social media complications when it comes to exes. Do you mute them, block them, or delete whatever it is? She's going to be giving us some advice today. And then the famous DNA twins of The X Factor and The Voice will be giving us a musical performance.
I'm thinking I still care, I don't, but you still hit my phone up. And baby, I've been moving on, cause I think that you should something I don't wanna hold back.
All right.
Yeah, that's what we got on the show today. Welcome back, Steve.
Oh, thank you so much. How did it go yesterday?
It went well. It was okay. Just me and Mike. It was fun.
The boys were
Yeah.
running things yesterday.
It was fun. We did stuff in the kitchen, had performances, had a nice man-to-man banter with other women.
I can imagine. I can imagine. So I wasn't really watching. I was in traffic most of the time. I was in crazy traffic trying to get from place to place, dropping the kids off at school and things like that.
Yeah.
But one thing that has been, well, let's say there's a lot of traffic on social media right now, especially with regard to that report and so many other people coming out. I don't know if you guys talked about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah, we did. We spent some time on it doing coffee. We touched on a number of issues. The fact that this is now something that universities cannot hide from.
Yeah.
A lot of the universities know that it occurred in their system, but never took proactive steps to stem the issue. So, but now that it's come to the fore, everybody's talking about it globally.
Yeah.
I mean, globally it was trending.
Yeah, globally.
It was trending globally, it was trending across Africa. So now it's not something that you can hide from.
You can't.
Yeah.
But it's also something that I feel, parents should also inform their, the youth about before they go into institutions like that. Because I know that I wasn't really given that many tools to use when I got there. It became street smarts when I got into school.
Yeah.
It became, okay, so what are other people doing to stem this? What can you do to avoid this? Even up to removing some courses from your list of classes just because you know that particular person might give you issues.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm not taking that course. So some people's destinies, some people's careers changed just because of the fact that they couldn't deal with certain people,
it was tough. And we did talk about the fact that the lady behind that documentary has still not graduated. Yeah, so one of the things that she said was that she's hoping to eventually graduate.
Wow.
And it's been many years, so you can imagine how tough that can be for someone, and for many people as well, because she's almost like the voice for many other people who never got the chance to finish.
And hopefully, some justice will be done now. You know, for so many people have been hoping and praying for this kind of justice, and just seeing that there's, you know, maybe just a peep into what has actually been going on, because this was just like cherry on top of the cake.
This was the tip of the iceberg, because a lot of people were also saying, oh, come to OAU. Others were saying, come to Abuja. People were saying, come to ABU. Like, everybody had something to say. People had personal stories. Of course, there are a bunch of people who are also lying just to get social media traction.
Or maybe fabricating.
Just to get social media traction to their page, because you read some stories and it doesn't add up. But there are some others who, you know, genuinely... one guy was saying that he knew personally of like 2 or 3 of his classmates who are married now, but he can't mention their names.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he was like, okay, let's just protect their privacy, but that he knows, he had first-hand information about what they went through, and you know, the fact that the lecturer, you know, just basically told them that, look, this is your way out. If you want to graduate, this is what you got to do.
Scary.
And he left them in school. You know, so it's just terrible.
It is. It's something that nobody really anticipates. There are a lot of things. You know, they warn you about peer pressure. Say, don't do drugs.
Don't join
cults.
Don't
drink. Don't join cults. But they don't tell you about the... And then, of course, from childhood, you're told to respect your teachers. You're told to listen to your teacher. You're told to give them that whole air of they're godlike to you. Until you get to an institution like, you know, a higher institution, then you realize, you know what? Even they have flaws.
Anyway, we do have to take the news now, and police have launched a manhunt for the kidnappers of 9 persons taken in the Federal Capital Territory on Monday. They were abducted by about 20 armed men dressed in military camouflage. And family members say the kidnappers are demanding a 10 million naira ransom. Last year, 4 persons were abducted along the same makeshift path to the community that housed naval quarters. More than 200 women marched through the streets of Aba in Abia State, protesting the state of the roads. They called on Governor Okezie Ikpeazu to take action and fix the decaying infrastructure in the state. The women carried banners and placards with inscriptions such as the return of Aba Women Riot. They also complained about the non-payment of public worker salaries, lack of power supply, and unemployment. Now, the women aren't the only people campaigning. The governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, in the last election, Alex Oti, is also unhappy with decaying infrastructure in Abia State. Mr. Oti told journalists in Lagos that he is calling on elders and leaders in the state to come together to help address the issue. He challenged the state governor, Okezie Ikpeazu, to account for more than 350 billion naira in statutory allocations and internally generated revenue since 2015.
Sadly, Abia doesn't look like a state that has seen 20% of the above-mentioned funds, forcing one to ask, where do Abia funds go to? We are left with the sad conclusion that these resources, meant for the development of the state and empowerment of the populace, are deployed into frivolities, diverted for self-enrichment, shared to some unproductive political allies, and are wasted for the settlement of election rigging talks and sycophants. At this point, I would want to call the attention and reawaken the consciousness of some well-to-do and respected citizens and elders of Abia State, especially those who have access to the government in Abia, to intervene and save this state, this government, from itself, as well as save the future generation from being mortgaged.
Now, the government of Niger State and the European Union have opened discussions towards the transformation of the livestock sector in the state. In Abuja, Governor Abubakar Sani Bello told EU representatives to Nigeria that the sector needed to be modernized as a way to curb herder-farmer conflicts. He advocated the adoption of the ranching method, also adding that education and skill acquisition are top on his priority list. Head of the EU delegation, Ketil Karsten, said Europe would continue to give her support to the state. Meanwhile, reactions have trailed Mr. President's proposal. Of course, the budget proposal. Government officials and lawmakers have reacted differently to the composition of the 2020 appropriation bill, which is now before the National Assembly. They all acknowledge the low performance of the outgoing budget and are optimistic the renewed cordial relationship of the executive and the 9th National Assembly will result in better performance of next year's budget.
100 billion naira as capital, and now we're doing 2 trillion naira. We've consistently maintained not to go below 2 trillion naira. Then we've done with physical discipline. We must congratulate the Minister for Finance and the President.
The performance of the 2019 budget is quite low because of the activities the year came with. You can see it was in this year that the general election was held, and even the budget, before it is being passed, it took so much time. So I can say the performance was quite low, but from 2020, since the budget is going to be started by the grace of God from January 1st, it will have a full 12 months full performance.
You heard in the speech of Mr. President, he said the performance, we are only targeting 40%. 40% is fail. We have accepted that we have the 2019 budget is a failure. And that is why today, we don't want to repeat this mistake. The president of the country is intent on seeing that the mistake of 2019 never repeat itself in the 2020 budget.
Mr. President has captured all the ingredients that are important and impactful to the development of the Nigerian people, i.e. investment in key segments of the society, investment in key infrastructures.
Now, 2 months after soldiers killed 3 policemen and 1 civilian in Ibi, Taraba State, the Defense Headquarters panel set up at the instance of the president has finally released its report. In the document released on Tuesday, the DHQ's Board of Inquiry recommended that disciplinary action be taken against the 5 personnel of the Nigerian Army and the police. The indicted officers include Captain Tijani Balarabe, Sergeant Ibrahim Mohammed, Corporal Bartholomew Obanye of the EB Police Division, Assistant Superintendent of Police Awandoana Dobi, and Inspector Aliu Daje. The policemen were shot and killed by soldiers during an undercover operation in the state to arrest notorious kidnapper Bala Hamisu, also known as Wadumi. The 7-man DHQ panel attributed the unfortunate incident to poor communication between the late policemen and the soldiers and non-adherence to standard operating procedure by both parties. It was also recommended that further investigation be conducted on Hamisu Bala, the Taraba kidnap kingpin, for gun running. Now, over in international news, Afghanistan Intelligence Agency says top al-Qaeda leader has been killed in a joint military operation with the United States. His death reportedly took place last month, but is only being made public. Afghanistan says Azim Umar, the head of al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent, died in a raid on a Taliban compound on September 23rd. At least 40 civilians were reported to have been killed in the same operation. The U.S. and al-Qaeda have not confirmed Mr. Umar's death. Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. The weather update is next, and after that, a quick break. Looking at the newspapers, Wednesday, October 9th is the day.
Yes, indeed. And we have the Vanguard starting us off this morning. It says 2020, Buhari presents 10.33 trillion naira job creation budget to NAS. MDA is to appear for 2020 budget defense in October, says Lawan. Reps commence debate today. APC, CUPP divided over budget prospects. PDP tasks NAS on 2020 budget, challenges Buhari to make presidency allocation public. Now, there is a graphic here designed by Jide Babatunde here talking about the job creation budget. And as you can see, it just feels like a lot of money being put into particular areas. And you wonder, hey, could it have been done any other way? There's also some information on the sexual harassment case that's been in the news for a few days. I won't be forced to speak, says embattled lecturer. Page 14 has more on that. On insecurity, it's time to make our politics part-time, says Adibutu. Federal government defends VAT increase, says it'll help struggling states. Federal government also plans new measures to boost revenue from mining, says Minister. On Wadumi, panel recommends disciplinary actions against Army captain, 4 others. Boko Haram crisis returning to pre-2015 levels with new strategy, says a report here. And that's how we wrap it up on the cover of the Vanguard.
Let's take a look at The Guardian this morning. Why Buhari's 10.3 trillion naira budget drew knocks and kudos. Our president presents fiscal plan to National Assembly, introduces finance bill to consolidate VAT increase, and fiscal proposal will increase poverty, says PDP and CUPP. Experts warn of worsening debt profile. Bankruptcy. Wow. And Nigeria moves to protect West Africa's $286 billion maritime trade. And ASU seeks probe sanction over sex for grades scandal. NANS gets 70 complaints to expose Randy lecturers. BBC undercover journalist alleges threats to life. And Senate begins amendment to oil production sharing contracts law. And Bauchi boat mishap claims 30 lives as gunmen kill 3 in Plateau. And flood sweeps away Ondo Varsity final year student. Oh, that's a sad one. And finally, gunmen abduct 2 policemen, others in rivers. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
We have the cover of The Punch up next. It says here, National Assembly sets November 28th target for budget passage. Federal government proposes 10.33 trillion naira as estimates and 2.45 trillion naira to service debts. Flood ravages Ekiti, Lagos communities, Osun Market. Pages 4 and 5 have more on that. Taraba killings panel wants Captain ASP soldiers punished. Gunmen abduct NSCDC officer, 8 others demand 10 million naira. On the sexual harassment case, UNILAG suspends another lecturer. We also have some information on PNID. Petitioner offers to testify against ex-CJN Bell Gore. Army starts special operations in Southeast, November 1st. Finally, federal government may revoke Abuja, Ikeja, 6 discos licenses. That's what we have on the cover of The Punch.
All right, let's look at what the Daily Sun is saying this Wednesday. Fears in Abuja as gunmen in army uniform abduct 9. Kidnappers demand 90 million naira ransom. Wow. 2 policemen abducted in Rivers. 150 bandits invade Sokoto. Up here we have another story. Federal government banks on VAT hike borrowings to fund 2020 budget. President proposes 4.8 trillion naira. It will impoverish Nigerians, PDP says. And again, EFCC arraigns Atiku's son-in-law. That's the story you have at the bottom here on page 4 and 5. And sex for grades. UNILAG suspends another lecturer. And finally, Python Dance 4, another massacre in disguise, says Inter-Society. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
That's how we wrap it up on the headlines and dailies for this hour. We'll be back in a bit after the break for the traffic report. Hello and welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria continues with the traffic update right now. Please note you can always be part of this segment by sending us a message on Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. We can't wait to see what the traffic situation is like in your neighborhood. Take a traffic selfie if you can, take a picture, post it, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Actually, not alone with this one. I need the guys on this as well. Yomi and Mike always have my back when it comes to the updates via the Twitter feed. And
Yeah.
look at the look on my face.
If you do it like Mary, you won't need to worry.
Yeah, you won't need to worry.
Yo, Mary is not here right now, but I know that the guys have my back just as much as Mary has.
We'll look into it.
You look into it.
We'll set up a
Wow.
committee.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
we'll
you
look
so
into
much.
it.
Titi, we'll set up a committee to deliberate if we will look into it.
All right then. Well, according to how my internet service provider is doing, I'm gonna have to rely on you guys for a little bit more. But meanwhile, there are quite a few people heading out of the mainland now, heading towards Third Mainland Bridge. And for some reason, the bridge is very free. When I say very free, I'm saying it's going to take you about 58 minutes to get across the Third Mainland Bridge if you're leaving this area. When I say this area, I'm talking about the expressway along 7-Up. That's where I started my journey from today. And if you go through Oworo, Iyano Oworo, and head on to Third Mainland Bridge, you're going to be at Marina bus stop in about 58 minutes if you leave right now. And that is because there's only a little bit of traffic just towards the Ebute Metta exit on the bridge. Now that's just after Unilag. The turnoff, yes, that's the only place causing traffic as at right now on Third Mainland Bridge. And as long as you take that particular route, you'll be at Marina quite quickly. Now, if you decide to take Ikorodu Road and take Western Avenue, and then, of course, take Eko Bridge, you're going to have a 1 hour, 11-minute journey. So it is a bit faster for you if you decide to take Third Mainland Bridge to get to Marina. That's if you're coming from the Ikeja area of Lagos. So I know that quite a lot of people are heading east right now, coming from Aja area of Lagos and heading towards Victoria Island and, of course, Lagos Island. As at right now, the roads do not seem to be very tense, but I will be able to tell you that you'll take about 59 minutes to get to Lekki Phase 1 if you are heading from Aja. The major trouble spots, of course, are Ikota Shopping Complex Junction. Then, of course, Chevron Toll Plaza. As soon as you pass the Toll Plaza, you're going to be there for quite a bit. It does seem to have bumper to fender traffic all the way till you get to Circle Mall. And that's the Jakonde roundabout right there. Now, Jakonde roundabout has always been, it's no longer a roundabout actually, it's now a junction. It's always had some tension about it, but this morning it seems to be really, really tense. So you need to just take it easy. You'll have it plain sailing until you get to Tickle Bay. And then, of course, that's Elegushi. And then, of course, by the time you get to Marua bus stop, it's still plain sailing until you get to Victoria Island. Look out for the Civic Center junction. If you can avoid it, you'll save yourself about 5 minutes as well. So, Mike and Yomi,
Yep.
do you have anything for me?
Just a few. I've got one tweet and then an update around Ikeja axis.
Okay.
Okay, so here I have from Traffic Butter. It says road getting busy around Dokpemo Underbridge with little stopover at Mangoro, Ilezik to Ikeja along. So, of course, there's a LASMA presence there, but it's getting quite busy. So if you want to move, you should move immediately. Then across the Ikeja axis, under the bridge, Ikeja Underbridge at the bus stop is very busy right now. Very, very busy. But right after that, once you come out from there towards Simbiat, Abiola, or if you're going to the GRA area, it's fine. In front of the Lagos State Teaching Hospital is also quite busy. But right after the hospital, towards GRA, it's very, very free all the way to Maryland. That's one update I have with me here. Mike, do you have any?
No one has it yet. But
All right.
The rains are really quite an issue now. So hey, come on, when you go out on the road, do be careful.
Yeah, it's quite busy also in Maryland, Titi. Quite busy.
I noted it. I noted it.
Yeah, quite busy in Maryland. Sheraton area is also quite busy.
At this time, right?
Yeah, very, very busy. So if you're heading to Maryland towards the island or towards Ikorodu Road, it's quite busy. Not too bad though. But
I don't know what happened yesterday, but traffic, like during the daytime, I don't know what
was really bad yesterday.
Is.
Yeah.
If
for some reason.
We can take proactive measures.
Just as quickly as possible, for those who are heading east, that's coming from Lasu area, Iba area, heading towards Orile Gomu. For those of you who are getting on the road right now, you have an hour, 10-minute journey. And it's being advised that you avoid the Lagos-Badagry Expressway as much as possible. If you're coming from Lasu, there are some inner streets you can pass. If you can check it out online, if there's an alternative route you can identify, you should try it. It'll take you a lot less time. If you decide to take the Lagos-Badagry Expressway until you get to Vokes, you'll have an additional 30-minute journey ahead of you. But by the time you get to Old Ojo Road, that's basically where the Lagos Trade Fair complex is. You'll have a bit of traffic, and then you'll have it plain sailing until Abulado, and all the way down to Alakija. It'll just be slow, but moving. So keep going, just keep your head up, and eventually you will be able to get to your destination. For those of you who are going to Orile, that is, expect some traffic at mile 2, and then that's it. I'll be heading into the kitchen to meet the guys. I'm wondering what Mike has up his sleeve.
Yeah, usually there's one gist or the other.
No, that would be Anyway, she has been disturbing us of recent, last 2 days, while we're chatting. She misses.
Well, I think we should bring our viewers periodic updates.
On So she has, when your body is doing, you don't tell. But I don't want to do as if I missed that. I don't want to do as if she misses you. All of you viewers out there.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
Okay, so,
what are we updating?
So the other day we were talking about hip hop.
Oh.
Are we still talking about?
No. I just wanted to mention. So something happened with Drake. I think usually I don't know why this happens, especially in the Western world. Somebody gets blessed or promoted or become famous and has a lot of money, and then family members just feel like they have a say in, see what happened with Meghan Markle and her family. Like her family just totally went crazy when they announced that she was getting married. Everybody just had something to say, trying to make money off her name. And now Drake's father is saying some stuff about the fact that a lot of Drake's stories in his songs are made up.
Wow.
Yeah, but even if
made up is relative.
The father said something about the issue is absenteeism. Like he wasn't around at some point. I was going through it, but I've not gotten straight to details. But I said he did it to sell records. And Drake comes out, also grants an interview and says it's not true. Like everything he said was quite true. Something I would have wanted Drake to, I'd have loved Drake to do is, as much as possible, try to keep family private. Yeah, there will be issues. Family is complicated. I think it was this Braxton Sisters, a clip of it I saw, and family can be the hardest thing. Family can hurt you the hardest. Family can be the best thing there for you. They can also be the worst thing there for you. But as much as possible, try and keep it out. Try and keep it out. Sort out stuff with your. Black China's another example. Yeah. With her momsy, they are always on fighting.
The thing about the family stuff, and especially with musicians, with musicians, is that a lot of people connect with musicians and singers, songwriters, and all of that through their personal stories. So whether it's Tracy Chapman, whether it's Tupac, you remember Tupac Shakur that talked about his mom, talked about going to jail. Jay-Z talked about selling drugs on the street. So sometimes people connect with those personal stories.
Very true.
And that is why they love you. That is why they feel that, this guy is real.
But does that make you any less talented? You know, I don't think it makes you any less talented.
That you made up stories.
Yeah, so it's not even an issue of making up stories. In movies, there are fiction movies being released every day. Fantasy is making more money. Obviously, there's no real Superman, right? There's no man in a cape flying everywhere. So what exactly are we trying to say? Are you trying to say that you cannot survive off fictional stories in the music industry, but you can survive off it in Hollywood? Are you joking?
Yeah,
I
see what you mean.
So if Drake happened to become an actor tomorrow, so it's now allowed, you know, to say, oh, true life story, based on a true life story, and then he puts his story out there. Of course, they're going to fabricate something.
I think his father is just unhappy that they called him out for...
The average Black American dad has been, really, they've been absent for, a lot of them are absentee fathers. A lot of them are in jail. A lot of them, you know, found other women. A lot of them didn't bother marrying their mothers. Things happen. This is real life.
Yeah, so we'll talk about hip-hop, but let me just cut to this, and maybe because so that we can have some time, and then we'll get back to hip-hop on other chats. Kemi Oluloyo, she's trending, and I hope if Kiki Modi comes today, concerning the sex for grade documentary, you know, and you know, she went up against the girl, saying the girl is doing it for fame and some other things, which I'm still trying to get all of that.
Wow.
You know, and got into a battle with Kiki.
Oh wow.
Online.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And all of that. I mean, tearing down her efforts and all of that, calling cases and all of that, you know, saying, in fact, the last reply I just saw here, which she gave to her, was that she said something like, hey, you don't, when assassins come for you, you'll know what's up, or something like that. And, you know, and then people are now thinking that, she did it for fame, and she should not joke. And I mean, how can somebody do something like that? If we expect our society to get to where it wants to get, somebody does something like that, and she doesn't have the full support of well-meaning individuals, supposedly well-meaning individuals. It's sickening.
Yeah, I think, look, I think we're at a point where in our country we have, there's always a day of reckoning when it comes to either if it's an industry, if it's an institution like a school, medical sector, even education. There should always be that day of reckoning where things begin to change, which is what I think is a result of what's been going on in the past few months, where somebody takes a stand and says, you know what, this particular thing has to change. And of course, it's expected that a lot of people would also come up and try to be against them. You know, I wouldn't have expected Kiki to respond. These kinds of things, when it gets to a point where
you let your team take over.
You then begin to do banters and back and forth. Then it also calls your own credibility into question, because after a while, people then begin to
judge everything you say.
Yeah, it then looks
context.
like both your arguments are on the same level. Do you understand? Like, people are now taking both your arguments on face value. But if you never responded, then all they have is just the ranting of Kemi. You know?
I like that word, ranting. There are a lot of things that about I just scrolled through some of the tweets now, and it's actually making me, you know, fist my hands, cringe, because this is a woman coming out to call out another woman. So we have another issue here. This is now one woman against millions of women who have been through things like this. If I start recounting issues that I went through in UNILAG, people will not understand. Do you understand how? So I value my press tag so much now, because I know my press tag pulled me out of a lot of situations. Just because
you mentioned it several times.
I kept reinforcing, you know, that I'm a member of the press. I would even invite lecturers for interviews. Some of them are probably watching right now and they know what I'm talking about, and it was for a reason. Some people had to change their destinies for this. Some people wanted to do medicine. They didn't do medicine.
We said earlier that some people never graduated.
Yeah, they just let it go.
Left school,
Imagine that. And then, of course, I did say we should also mention to the parents. Parents need to also sensitize their kids that are going into these institutions. It's not just about the grades. It's not just about the pali. Really. Your parents are expecting you to come home with A's. Really?
Finally, I'll just say, if you're going to do anything to be disruptive, keep doing it, man. Keep doing it, lady. Keep doing it, woman. Be strong. Lagos Coffee Festival intends to be an annual celebration of the burgeoning coffee culture in Lagos and Nigeria as a whole.
It's the 2019 Lagos Coffee Festival, and I am right here at the Brazilian Consulate in Victoria Island, in the heart of Lagos. The theme for this year's celebration is coffee, culture, and community. I mean, what better way? There are ways by which Brazil and Nigeria are joined together. Coffee is just one of those ways. Now, let me give you an interesting fact. In 2020, it is expected that Nigeria's coffee production will rise up to 23% more than what it is now. We have a number of exhibitors right here who have done things around coffee. I'm seeing some extremely interesting artworks. I'll be talking to some of them, and also you'd want to listen to them. Now, if you are a coffee lover, this is the place you want to be. And if you don't love, you'll start loving after today. I got to speak with some of the exhibitors at the event, as well as authors, and it was all about the appreciation of artworks.
Coffee is a beverage, yes, but coffee is also a culture, and coffee is an opportunity, and that's kind of what we would like to do to bring to the fore with the Lagos Coffee Festival. We're using this as a platform to drive a conversation around coffee. We want people to know that coffee grows in Nigeria. We want coffee to know that coffee is a commodity that we have potential to invest in and grow. 22 states in Nigeria grow coffee.
Expect people to know that Brazil is a large coffee producing country, and we also want to help Nigeria structure its coffee industry and its coffee culture. You know, if you come here, visit me another day, Mike, I will welcome you with a cup of coffee, because that's the Brazilian way of doing things.
What oil is to Nigeria is what coffee is to Brazil. So that means an economy can thrive on coffee. But most importantly, we came to the Brazilian embassy as a show of partnership, because we realized that if you're going to grow any economy, if you're going to grow any sector or industry, collaboration is very key. You can only get great if you learn from the best. So we thought, when we looked at coffee around the world, Brazil is the number one exporter of coffee in the world. So it's only wise to start from that aspect.
This is the first piece of artwork here that caught my interest. You would want to see this. Let's you've already seen the artworks which we showed earlier, but then this is the man behind these wonderful artworks, Ekene, a visual artist. Hello Ekene, good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing? Wonderful. Now, from what I can see here, I can see wonderful artworks, but the unique thing about these artworks is that they were done with coffee, right?
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration behind doing this with coffee?
It was an accident, honestly.
An accident? Okay, then get me ready to get into some accidents. I love this. So how did it happen?
Well, I was having a meeting. I was having a creative meeting. I was sipping a cappuccino. It spilled on my paper and I loved what I saw. So from there I got inspired. I was like, I was going to go back to the studio and try this out, and I did, and it came out fantastic. For people to have this piece is to have a coffee break. So when I decided to make an icon of peace among these pieces that represents coffee break, I started to make a portrait of Kofi Annan. And Kofi Annan is a special guy. He was already late when I made this portrait. To dedicate this to him, I decided to make it special. So he was the first, this is the first painting I tried the roasted coffee beans with.
Wonderful.
Yes, just to honor Kofi.
I'm so happy I am here. Like, it is a big deal for me today. Being part of the coffee industry, like showing my art here to people who love art, who love coffee, who love books, like it's amazing for me.
Now, it's been a very wonderful evening. I've had so much fun here at the Brazil Consulate. Wonderful time. Arts, music. What a wonderful way to end the night. Well, the Coffee Festival is coming. The grand finale on the 5th of October. You don't want to miss it for anything. My name is Mike Mesikeno, and we're at this wonderful event for the Lagos Coffee Festival.
Our first performer is right here, and her name is Ohaz Anita, aka Spicy. Now, she is an actress with, of course, she's also a musician with 3 singles to her credit, such as Grass to Glory, Oya, and her latest called Owo, featuring Terry G. Now, Spicy is joining us this morning for a special performance. How you doing, Spicy?
I'm fine.
So that's a nice name, Spicy, to spice up our Wednesday mornings. I know people at work are wondering, oh man, it's going to be a tough day. And then they see you on the screen, and then suddenly their moods are lifted. How you doing?
I'm fine.
All right, so talk to us. This year is when you actually started professional music. So you've been doing this for what, about 10 months?
Yes,
Wow.
10 months.
Okay, so tell us how it's been. I'm always curious to hear about somebody just entering into the industry officially and what it's like for them.
Well, it's been easier than I thought. I didn't expect it to be this way, but I thank God. I give God the glory.
Because maybe it's also because of your talent, because we're going to be listening to you in a few minutes. But so easier than you thought, but would it be because maybe you've been in entertainment before and you already knew a lot of the people in the industry?
Before now, yes, I have been in the midst of musicians and the rest of them, but it just happened because I woke up one morning and I was like, okay, I have to go to the studio just like that. It's something I didn't plan for myself. So I believe God wants it for me.
Yeah. Okay, so starting this year, I mean, one of the biggest challenges that musicians would have and songwriters and things like that is, who do I find to produce my music? Like, you just think, what studio do I go to? How do you get the right fit? What did you do when you were trying to make that decision?
Like I said, I have musicians as friends, so it was easy for me because when it started, there is this particular friend I have, Cartier. So
is that a producer or
no, he's an artist.
Okay,
the guy that sang Owo Ati Swagger or something.
Right,
yeah, he's a very good friend of mine. You know? I was like, okay, Kati, I want to do a song with you. He was surprised. He was like, Anita, this is not your thing, so why do you want to go into music? I was like, I don't know. I just want it to be like that. And then we got to the studio. It was the one that gave me my first producer. And
who was that? Who was your first producer?
Il Black.
Okay, Il Black. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from there, I got used to it and started working with different people. I found the first one I did with him was a Christian song.
The Grass to Glory song.
Yes.
About,
I'm not a gospel artist, but I did this song because it's my first track, and I was like, okay, let me dedicate this to God. You just have to lead me on this journey. So the title was From Grass to Glory.
From Grass to Glory. And how was that? What was the response to that?
It's been wonderful. The audience gave me massive. They shared me up because they really loved the song, and I was like, this is From Grass to Glory. God, this is the title of the song. Just lead me on. I don't want things to be difficult for me.
Yeah.
And after that, it wasn't up to 2 months. I did another track for myself titled Oya, and I shot the video. It wasn't easy. You should know the video is not really easy. So
it's not that easy, but you did it. You did it. Anyway, so the final song is out, Owo, and that's the with Terry G, and that's the latest one now, and that's the one you're going to perform for us this morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Spicy. You're going to be seeing her a lot on your screen. All right, let's do it.
Singing my song in like karaoke, karaoke, karaoke. In this bedroom we go rock it out.
Now, you probably wondered why we always have a smile on our faces, especially early in the morning.
Yeah, well, it's because we generally have a good time when we show up here.
Yes, indeed.
And of course, we bring you along with us.
There's nothing like it, bringing joy, sharing joy with you every single morning.
It's always better with coffee, though.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just saying.
I have
I'm
my
just
coffee,
saying.
right?
Just,
I got my coffee.
nobody gave me coffee this morning,
Really?
so
You're still waiting for somebody to
I'm a
bring
little bit grumpy, but
Yum,
I'm trying to.
Always grumpy.
I'm always grumpy.
You're grumpy with a smile on your face. But it's about 2 more hours to go. My name is Titilayo Oyinsong.
And I'm Yomi Okwe, streaming live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Check us out there.
Yes, indeed. Please, all the social media platforms need you to tell us what's going on with our hashtag, Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
And don't forget our app, obviously. I mean, you guys should know that app by now. TVC Connect is the app you search for on the Android and iOS stores. You'll find it. And you can watch us live from anywhere in the world.
And of course, you know, as you get ready to take on your world, we are getting ready to take over your palate. We have in the kitchen the one and only Father Boy joining us.
What?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
my goodness.
Did you not allow you to almost allow me to do that intro? It's not beans.
Sorry, it's not. It's Ofada.
It's not Eba. It's not Yam. The one alone, you've heard about him many times.
Yes,
You probably heard the name somewhere. Well, live in person today on the Wake Up Nigeria show, we have Father Boy in the house. It's great to have you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So there's no need to ask you what you are doing today. Your name says it all. If you do any other thing, but it's great to have you. You're very welcome. I know. This is just small. If you know what we have here, he also has a sous chef around, Chef Isong, who you might see walking around with us. Big shout out to them. Today, all of you, you don't know it. What's going to happen today? All right.
I never actually thought that there could be a restaurant with only Ofada rice on the menu, and it would be such a full menu.
I heard a rumor that there's going to be Ofada Day, Ofada Rice Day or something.
World Ofada Day.
World Ofada Day on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to change the Ofada rice narrative.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people feel it's the local rice, and you know, the foreigners, the Europeans, they tried imposing basmati rice on us, making us feel it's the healthiest. So we're trying to change the whole story and take Ofada rice to the world.
Yes, sir.
Take Ofada rice to the world. Yes, indeed. Yes,
I love that.
Anyway, let's go straight to the rest of the highlights that we have for you this morning. Yeah. On Home Makeover, the founder of Veronica, the company that is into
of course, interior design.
Interior design is going to be with us to talk about how to spice up your home and make it really
some
great.
really interesting comments about that.
Yeah,
really interesting comments.
And so some photographs and observations that we've seen. And there's also a lot of change in the industry as well.
A lot of people making moves.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Let's
yes,
transform your home a bit.
Yes, indeed. And Shalewa is going to be joining us later on to talk about this.
On nutrition, we have dietitian Toladi Fashion. Now we'll be discussing weight gain and why you think you are overweight. You mean why I know?
Why you think you might not be overweight?
I'm actually overweight, so funny enough. But that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah. Anyway, Wednesdays are for relationships. And marriage counselor Oyinda Amadasho there is going to be back to talk to us about exes and the complication of social media. Do you delete?
Yeah.
Do you block? Do you mute?
As in, or do you ghost? There's that ghosting.
Oh, there's ghosting. Okay.
Ghosting.
I never heard of that one.
Or more that ghosting one.
Just delete the app.
Painful. Wow.
Just delete the app.
We have a musical performance coming up. The DNA Twins. Can't wait for that performance.
Yeah.
Cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care, I don't, but you still hit my phone.
You know, whenever cute guys are coming on the show, I gotta, spring in my step.
They're children. Titi.
They are? Really?
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
Okay,
actually.
no, they're not
Really?
children. They're not children, but they're young adults.
No, but they have great voices.
They're young adults.
And they're
Titi said, I said it on air or something.
Echo, in the times we're living now, you gotta be sure.
I mean, in fact, you meet somebody now, man, maybe the first thing you should go is your age, man.
Almost.
Your age.
Like, because I remember, I think it was
How old are
Akon.
you?
It was Akon. Remember that song?
Oh,
when he
yeah.
did that sorry song when he said the lady, the girl, she lied about her age and all that. Because come on, look, you have to be above the age of if you're below the age of consent, you are not. It's like you cannot give consent. And so that time, any other thing you do, you are exploiting. There's a lot you're doing.
Goodness me!
You gotta be.
It's sad. It's sad that it has become a norm now, and it's crazy that it has become a norm, especially on social media. You see so many young girls on social media doing things that even adults cannot even fathom doing. Like, I'm wondering, when did you even start wearing a brassiere? You know, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah,
you know,
sure,
because when did you even start even communicating in adult terms? You know, and they've taken it to the next level now, and we need to see how we can find a way to curb it.
Yeah.
Really.
Curb?
Yes.
You can't copy as long as there's social media. It's tough because everybody has their own personal page.
Yes, it is.
And you can't.
It
really,
is what it is.
You can't really.
It is what it is.
Sure.
And it's going to be. Yes. I mean.
I don't think we can't do anything. I think there should be some things put in place.
I think it was Yomi I was talking to when I was talking about bullying on social media and being online, you know, and a lot of footballers, Pogba, Rashford, spoke about how maybe they didn't play so well and they were racially abused online. And now, so a number of people who had actually been racially, physically, and some people have died being racially abused. We know. Let's not go into all of that. They came after this place. I said, look, people just write words. We're not saying that we should just look at it by the side. But hey, come on.
Okay, so you are saying, but they say sticks and stones may break our bones.
We'll continue. We'll continue with this.
We'll continue this probably at the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah, nice one. All right, so, but then, hey, come on. We have him right there, Ofada Boy in the house, getting ready for Sunday. This is a prelude to what Sunday has to offer. I will talk about Sunday. You definitely don't want to miss it. But hey, today we're doing special...
mixed Ofada rice with the seafood option.
Mixed Ofada rice with, oh girl, seafood, yummy. I know that this one is just not for you. Thank God for taking out your meal of the equation. Okay, so sous chef Isong is in the house. He'll be helping us. Great guy. So let's start. What are the ingredients? What are we working with? What are we dealing with here?
Okay, basically everybody thinks when you see Ofada rice, it has to go with a sauce. But what the message I'm trying to pass is that it's a type of rice that can be explored in different ways.
Yes.
So that is why we're going in a different direction to have the mixed Ofada rice. So it's a type of recipe that comes with various natural ingredients. Yeah, that goes with it.
All right, good. So let's talk about ingredients. Let's talk about what we have here. Let's start from here. That's the rice, of course.
Okay, we have the rice. We have the Ofada rice. We have panla fish. We have the snail.
Hey.
We have fresh prawns. We have calamari. Hey. And we have rodo. We have onions. We have ugu. We have gizzard. We have iru. It's a blend of nature. Everything is going to be systematically infused in the rice.
The incursion of the rodo into the inner being of no. Today is going to be, and then of course there's a dodo, there's plantain there for the dodo.
Those are for the sides.
Okay, for the side, and of course we have a seasoning
it's a busy meal all through. Every spoon is an experience.
What?
So right in your mouth, you can just it's a journey going through your throat to your tummy.
What is it for food? You said throw to the tummy. Johnny. Okay, so let's get started. Is there any reason why we have to soak the rice, first of all?
Okay, now, there's no reason. We just want to wash it out and put it on fire. But one of the things, because Ofada rice is not processed rice, mostly it's better to boil the water first.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better to boil the water first, and you rinse the rice, and you put it inside.
Wonderful.
Yeah, because
as you can see, that's ingredients on the screen there. We have snails, we have onions, we have shrimps, gizzard, plantain, calamari, ugu leaf, panla fish, ofada rice, fresh pepper, and locust beans. I beg, where's the calamari? I used to hear that thing.
That's right.
Please.
Yeah, that's the right.
This one? The white one?
Yes.
Sorry, I beg, show this one. Show this one. When you hear calamari. This is it here. This is calamari here. Maybe for myself, but I know the people are like me. And also used to all these kind of names. But calamari, that's calamari there. I'm sure we'll get to see it very soon. So yeah, so we're washing the rice and then we're putting it inside. Okay, good. So, but like you said, since it's not processed, it's good that we have water.
Yeah, you have
boiled.
water.
That's a
you
tip
have
for
water
you.
boiled, you know, so that the rice doesn't get lumpy.
Okay, it doesn't congeal.
It doesn't get lumpy. So it's always better to boil your water first.
Wonderful.
I'll take you through the process.
Wonderful.
Get your pen and your book.
Hey! I'll take you to school. Lectures are happening today. No cold room in this lecture. Okay, so once we have our rice inside, what next do we do?
Okay, basically I'm just going to chop the pepper.
Okay, we're going to chop the pepper.
Chop the pepper.
Which one?
He can do that.
All right.
He can do that
Okay,
while
he
we
can do
fix
that.
other
Okay,
things.
while we're getting this ready.
So
right.
basically it's just to have the rice boiled and every other thing will go into it.
Okay, you can get the chopping board inside. Yeah. All right, good. So while he's chopping the pepper, is there any preparation we need to do to all of this?
Okay, all this have been cleaned, but we're just going to top it up again.
Okay.
And just get started.
All right. So what are we doing with the frying pan? I can see some water boiling there. What are we going to do inside?
Okay, we're going to have to steam some gizzard. We're going to steam and fry some gizzard and
can we do that now?
Sure.
Okay, so let's go. Let's steam the gizzard. I love it. Is it going to be fried after the steaming?
Yeah, it's going to
be
fully fried.
Okay. While we're getting ready for steaming the gizzard, we still have more to show you. We'll come back later on. We'll take this break now. We will be right back. Ofada boy in the house.
Oh my goodness. Everybody in the studio is laughing right now. It's crazy. We always like to bring you all these funny videos every once in a while. And but we're going to go into something else. Shalewa Obude is the founder of Veronica Aesthetica, an interior design outfit. And she started out in 2017. The scope of the firm covers interior designs for homes, offices, commercial spaces, and hotels. And she's joining us this morning on a makeover segment to talk about how you can transform your home through decor. And so we're going to be going from one room to the other. Shalewa, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure.
So it can be pretty tough transforming your home through decor, especially if you're a bachelor or if you're not really used to things like that, or if it's your first home and you're just overwhelmed sometimes. So how do you start?
If you think about it, if you work in 9 to 5, for instance, your home is the second place where you spend the most time. So it's important to be able to come back home from work and like what you see and feel comfortable. I think I'll start from the living room. The living room is usually the first room you see when you get into the house. And for most people, that's where they spend most of their time. I think it's important to have a space that you are comfortable in. Things as little as a rug, couch, your choice of colors can go a long way in inspiring or, changing your mood for better or for worse.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, usually what the challenge is, especially in this part of the world, is first you go through this whole process and this really stressful process of getting a house. And then when you finally get the house, you just want to do the basics. Get a couch, get a carpet, and get a TV, and everything else can wait. So what steps would you say someone who's probably working on the budget would then say, okay, you know what, do I start in the living room? Do I go to the bedroom? What are the things that I should be looking at when I'm looking at transforming my home through decor?
Okay, so I'd say there are two things. If you're the very sociable kind of person, I'd say most likely you probably have a lot of friends over. So I'd say your living room is where you focus on. But like you said, you can choose to do the basics. So you have a decent living room, invest in quality furniture. You can go for leather, you can do fabric like we have here. It's also important to be mindful of the colors. Your living room is usually the most used place in the house. So you want to use darker tones. If you have a lot of friends, I wouldn't advise using white or light colors like you have here. You can also...
So darker tones for the living room?
Yes.
Okay.
For the furniture in the living room.
For the furniture,
For the walls, I'd advise you use bright colors. Neutrals, tones of beige and the likes. Because
I just go for white. Like that's for me though, but I don't know if that's a good thing or...
White is good because with white you can throw almost anything on it. You can put different colors and virtually everything goes with white. So white is a safe color, I'd say, for the living room.
Okay. Okay, so now I'm done with my walls and I have my maybe fabric couch or leather couch. What else? What's next?
Accents, so things like throw pillows, a coffee table, side stools, and paintings. For instance, if you're the artsy kind of person, you can have paintings on your walls. If you like music, you can even have a large poster framed of, your favorite musician.
In the living room?
Oh yes, you
Okay,
can.
okay.
If you play a musical instrument, say like a keyboard or a piano, if you have enough money, you can put one in your living room. It serves as a conversation topic, for instance, even if you don't really play it. But people come in and the first thing they comment on is your...
It's a nice piano that
Exactly.
you have. All right, so so now we're in the bedroom, and what are the things I should be thinking about? Because one of the things that you said that caught my attention was going back home should be the place where you're comfortable, where you're relaxed, and all of that. So what am I thinking about in the bedroom?
The bedroom isn't just for sleeping. I know it's called a bedroom, but aside from having a bed, obviously, you can also invest in seating. So you can have a single chair, like an accent chair in a corner. If you have enough space, you can have an ottoman, which is like a bench at the foot of the bed. You can also have a rug by the side of your bed or even underneath your bed. You can also invest in paintings on your walls. You can invest in wallpaper also. You can have a feature wall behind your bed. So you have some, you go to a hotel, for instance, you see behind the bed, there are paintings, there's a lamp on the side. So there are little things you can throw into your bedroom that are very ingenious and they're inexpensive and make the place warm. And
it makes it warm and very
inviting.
nice. Okay, so I'm still thinking from the mind of a bachelor right now. So, but if you were, say if this is a family, maybe a family of 4, 2 kids, a husband and wife. So what would you then be thinking about the other rooms? So maybe the guest room, the kitchen and other rooms. What are the things that you'll be thinking about in those areas?
Okay, well, if you're working on a budget, I'd say you don't have to invest so much in your guest room, aside having just a bed and probably wardrobe. But for the kids, if you have little children, I guess they can share a room or whatever your arrangement is. It's important to have child-friendly furniture. Things like tables with sharp edges. I don't encourage such because children can bump into them. For children's rooms, I think it's basically easy. You use bright colors for them but be careful to use pieces that they can grow into, because if you use too many bright colors, by the time a child is 7 or 8 and they begin to have their own personality, they outgrow the furniture. So it's important to use furniture they can grow into. And you can also use their personality. So if they like certain characters, you can decorate their rooms based on
those characters,
on their favorite superhero, that sort of thing.
Okay, so what would I do in the kitchen?
In the kitchen, a kitchen isn't also just for cooking.
Yeah.
You can have bright cabinets. So when we grew up, it was basically just your wooden cabinets and all that. But you can put colors. You can have colorful cabinets in your kitchens, yellows, reds, and grays, and the likes. You can have a kitchen, if you have enough space, you can invest in a kitchen island where it helps you to, walk, especially if you do a lot of cooking. You can also put artwork on your walls. So in
the kitchen?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
You can put
artwork in the kitchen. Okay, that's
you can put shelves with books and stuff also.
Yeah, because I've seen more modern kitchens that are really large, have other places where you can even, you can even have a laptop there where you're working and stuff. Would you recommend working out of your kitchen sometimes?
I wouldn't. I'd say you have a home study for that if you have enough space.
Okay, so that's another room now. Home study. What are the things I'll be looking at in a home study?
First of all, a table, because you have to work.
Yeah.
I'll say table and space for shelves for books and for whatever it is you want to keep. But basically what you need is a table, a reasonably sized table for work. You can, a home study doesn't have to be a room on its own. It can be in your bedroom, for instance. Some people even have their home studies in their closets. It's just important that you have somewhere where you can walk and it's comfortable.
Right.
Also, I didn't mention lighting. Lighting is extremely important for the home. A lot of us just depend on the lights we have.
Just buy a bulb, 200 naira, fix it. That's all you need. That's what most people.
Exactly. But you'll be amazed what a floor lamp or a table lamp can do. It just transforms the place. So you don't have to depend on your regular bulbs that come with the house.
Right. Really, really important. So lighting is also a key thing. I don't know. I wanted to throw in one last question before we go, but I don't think we have that much time. But I just wanted to say, if someone worked from home, so if their office was their house, how do they create a balance in between the two, being cozy and also being official? That's
a good question, because I work from home. So what I've done is I've created a room where I have all my work. So I have my books, I have my laptop, and it's like you would have an office, but it's not an office. So the important thing is that it looks the part, so I can have people come over and come into the place as well. And it's also structured in such a way that I don't remember that I'm at home, so I'm not encouraged to want to go and just chill because I'm working from home.
Exactly.
So it's important that the place looks decent enough and encourages you to want to work while forgetting that you're at home.
Well, thank you so much, Shaliwa, for joining us this morning. You gave me a few tips that I know I'm going to work on, especially that lighting area. Get some table lamps and stuff. Anyway, we're going to take a break now and be back with more on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back, and I am still in here, the kitchen with Ofada Boy. We're making things happen. So our rice is ready, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's show them that's our rice. Our rice is already ready. Okay. So now that's the sauce we're trying to put together, all right? We're trying to get the sauce. Okay. So let's show them the process. What goes in first?
So now for the freshness, you're going to add some ugu on top of the rice.
On the rice?
Yes, please.
Wow. This is cool.
So that the taste comes out, gets into the rice, get properly into the rice.
Okay, ugu and rice.
All the gizzard goes in the sauce.
In the sauce. Okay, so that's the first thing you'd want to use.
The snail. Calamari.
Snail and calamari, yeah? Okay, the
pala fish.
Wonderful.
Goes in the sauce.
Wonderful.
Remember I told you it's a busy meal all through, so all these things, just keep, you're going to lose count anyways.
My business is worrying this meal. This video is going to be available after the show, and then you can.
Depending on how spicy you want it, those ones, the pepper,
okay,
going to go there.
All
let
right.
it simmer.
Okay.
It has to simmer. Remember, the ugu is just going to be right on the rice, so that it can give it that real green feel. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
And most importantly, the iru.
The iru, wonderful. I know, I know there are some people who say they have, I don't know, that they have this. They don't like taking iru and all of that. You know that they don't when they see it or something.
You know the truth about all these things. The Westerners are the ones that told us curry is aroma and iru has foul smell. They've tried to refine a lot of things. You know, they've tried to make us feel anything that comes from us has this other side, is from the other side.
A bit inferior or something.
So we're trying to change this whole narrative. You know.
Yes, we are.
To me, iru can wake you up from your sleep. Curry is just, curry is a spice actually, but a lot of other things that they add that they make us feel is natural.
It's natural.
It's not as natural as it seems.
So for those of you who say you have an allergy towards iru, it's all about perception. Perception, that's just it. Perception. Once you perceive it well, after all, they said they'll bring their own spices and all that. And I'm sure we're beating frog leg.
Now you can see even the cameramen are not, they can't concentrate. The aroma is something that, takes everybody out of, I know, I'm sorry. You just have to do it. We all have to do it.
From here, it's not going out. Me and Ofada Boy, national treasure. They want to block him. He's national treasure.
So everything is getting done, is getting properly done. So when all this happens, when the infusion, the attraction, all the
simulation,
conceptualization, once it gets into each other, we'll then add the rice into it, and then have the mix.
Okay, as you can see there, Ofada rice, a special Ofada rice we're doing this morning. Our ingredients: snails, onions, shrimps, gizzard, plantain, calamari, ugu leaf, pala fish, Ofada rice, of course, fresh pepper, and locust beans, aka iru, which we were just talking about. If you think you have an allergy towards it, no, don't. We're getting stuff here. And I love what he did. He now recall that he put in the leaf for that green feel. Some taste also, something will get into.
The freshness of it on the rice.
On the rice,
once everything is properly done now, simmers, then we'll then add it. Remember, we boiled some fresh prawns too while the camera was away, so that we can use that to design and, have the fresh feel too of the fresh prawns and all that. Some is in the sauce, some is going to go in fresh. So you can have a blend of the two. You can have the natural feel.
On top of Ofada rice, you're top artist designing.
Yeah, that's it.
While myself and Ofada Boy and of course Chef, sous chef Isong are here working, getting this set, let's head over for some nutrition. Titi, I hope they don't say that this food is not nutritious. If not, You should not come here at the outro, right?
In fact, Mike, I don't understand why you passed it to me. I don't understand what's going. Why did you tell me?
I should not pass it to you.
Why?
Pass
Why?
it back.
Why? But it's interesting that you're making ofada rice today because we have Tolani Fashion in here with us. She's a registered dietitian and member of the Association of Nutritionists. And you know, the amazing thing, we were discussing this particular meal just now. And she's already said how healthy it is. So just tell them again. Just tell them again.
Yes, I said ofada rice is healthy.
It's healthy.
It is like one of the best of the rice family because it's not processed. You still have the fiber there, and then the nutrients are still intact. It's not polished. So, very good option for diabetics, for everybody.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, she specializes in calculating calories for special health cases such as diabetes and other weight-related health disorders. Now, we're going to be discussing today the issue of being overweight and why people think that they are. So basically, the question is, who told you you are overweight?
Yes.
So how can we break this down?
Well, let me start with explaining that the issue of underweight, overweight is a global matter.
Okay.
I think the UN had a rough estimate. Now, let me even start with the children now. Let me not go to the adults who have so that in a community, as you're battling with the issue of obesity and overweight, you're battling with the issue of underweight and chronic wasting. Like globally now, the UN Advisory Nutrition Board, they have been able to find out that less than 100 and, did I say less than, sorry, about 161 million children worldwide below the age of 5, they are stunted. When I say stunted, it means that they have low height for age.
Okay.
Now, they realize that like 61 million are moderately or severely wasted. When I say wasted, I mean low weight for height. And then the last 41 million obese.
41 million are obese.
Globally.
Children.
And then we are not just talking about, this is a poor family. You'll be amazed that it doesn't have to be, it's not about poverty. Yes, you can see some families, yes, the mother just fries buns every day, they eat a lot of bread, and you see really obese children, because obesity is not a sign that you're really healthy, that you're eating well, because some mothers feel, I want my baby to be big. The bigness is not a sign of that, you have. So how do, a lot of people have this conception that, my friend is bigger than me, so that means that I'm not overweight, or I'm bigger than my friend, so it means that I'm overweight.
But there are parameters. I guess as you've already said, weight for height.
Yes.
So in other words, how tall you are, right?
Yes.
Actually determines if you are obese or if you are overweight for your age and your height, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
For children, we do more of a weight for height, stuff. But for adults, we do that too. But then we don't really hold your, except, we know post-menopause, you've passed menopausal age, there's a tendency you had some weight. The aged, there's a little bit of more shrinking, with age. But the usual thing, let me just go down to, but I want to talk about something briefly. And the issue, that is the issue of people that, this obsession of wanting to, because now we're talking about weight-related issue. Actually, a lot of youngsters, women, men, they would be interested in this. Now, I want to point this out, that your pursuit shouldn't be about vanity. You should understand that obesity, it shows that there's enough evidence to show that obesity reduces life expectancy by a quarter, not by half. So it is an epidemic. It's a major health disorder. So when you're addressing the issue of being overweight, don't just address, I want to have the hourglass shape.
I was going to mention that. So that hourglass figure that we see a lot of Instagram babes doing now.
Yes.
So there are quite a lot of ladies who have been said to have had work done to reduce their waist, increase their hip size, but they are of a certain weight. Decreasing your waist doesn't actually adjust your weight, so to speak. So could you break that down for us?
So now that would lead me to what are the things to look out for when you want to say, maybe I've added a little weight, I'm obese now and stuff like that. Number one is the waist to hip ratio.
Waist to hip ratio.
Yes, I won't just say the waist, because we can use the width of the waist too. For women, when it's greater than 35 inches, you're tending towards being overweight and obese. For men, when it's more than 40 inches, I mean, you take the tape around your waist, I mean, your belly button round, you know,
so if it's over 40
for men, that's overweight.
And over 35 for women.
Inches for women, that's overweight. But the most important one is the waist to hip ratio. You can have the thin waist and your hips are so wide and you are within, yes, to men you look really attractive, but you're within the range of being overweight and obese. Because when you measure, you take the tape around your bum, the large part of, you know,
your hip.
The medical, people call it the gluteus maximus. And now you take the tape around that and then you measure, maybe in centimeters, and then you now come to your belly button, you measure too, you divide the waist by the hip ratio. Whatever you get. For women, if it is greater than 0.8, you are overweight.
Wow.
Forget about the very tiny waist. And for men, when it's over 1.0, you are overweight. In fact, you are tending towards obesity.
All right. And then, of course, this becomes an issue later on in life.
In old age. For women that have, it's attractive, but then the weight of the muscles, the weight of the bones, becomes weight on the bones. And then you still have more incidences of arthritis, of a lot of bone pain, fractures. Mama sprained her leg and blah, blah, blah.
Wow. Yes. So the only person that can really identify if you are obese is an actual doctor, right? To do the calculation, or a nurse that can do the calculation.
You can do it by yourself. That's what I'm telling people now. But then, of course, the vitals, when you come to the hospital, one of the very first things they will do after checking your BP is the waist to hip ratio. Then the second thing is the BMI. Very important.
BMI, very, very important. Now, I wish we could continue this, but this is a series. We're talking about weight gain, weight loss as a series now, and Tolani will be back again next week to help us learn a little bit more. We have to take things to the kitchen. Mike, what you up to?
So,
smells good.
This is what we need to show you. The mix has been done. You need to see this now. You need to see this. The mix has been done. So, Father Boy, let's tell them what do we have inside here.
Okay, everything that you saw displayed earlier: locust beans, tossed fish, that's kpanla fish. We have gizzard. We have prawns. We have everything in it. It's busy. So
the father rice on his own self is a delicacy on his own, without even the sauce.
Yeah, you can see a lot of peculiarity goes into our food, you know. When it's a foreign food, you can read cookery books and all those things. But our food, you need to learn the basics of it.
Wonderful.
Those are the things you need
wonderful.
to do.
That's it. You'll see the final process. We'll take this break now. We'll be back with the last lap of the show.
For the third time this morning, it's welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. Now, this is the place to be for everything you should want in your morning. You should want to be fit, you should want food, you should want some good advice, you should want some motivation, you should want some giggles.
If you see what's going on in that kitchen,
it's
look,
epic.
It's epic. That's the only word I have for it. I have to have a taste of that ofada. I don't care about the prawns or anything.
No shame.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's awesome. Now, for the next 45 minutes, that's about all the time that we have left. We're going to be bringing you a number of interesting things. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Now, please watch us live online. That's tvcentertainment.tv and, of course, Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Yes, indeed. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Send in your comments across our social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. And of course, the app is also available on Android and iOS stores as well.
We need you to download that app so you can watch us from anywhere in the world, yo. But we need to give you a little insight into what's coming up.
Relationships.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what we do on Wednesdays. And how X is your ex.
And how,
I like that.
And how ex should they be?
Yeah. Should you burn the entire bridge, delete that app, block them on social media, whatever it is? Oyinda Mala Show there will be discussing that very topic with us in a bit.
About twins,
yeah.
you know, who can sing and they look good in clothes, you know. I'm just saying, it's something. Nigeria loves their twin artists. The DNA twins will be here.
DNA twins.
Soon enough. Yes, indeed.
They're gonna be. That's a nice video, man.
Really?
Nice video. Yeah, I think it reminded me a little bit of P Square.
Yeah, it's the twin thing.
Yeah.
It's just the twin love.
That flow. That, you know.
So maybe part of what we'll ask whether there's a possibility that someday we'll just hear
really?
Mr. D as one, and then one will go Rude D or something.
I have an opinion on that. I feel like every band, either boy band or performing artist, has a particular set of number of years, let's say, that they are supposed to be out there. Eventually, every boy band has to hand over to another boy band to take over.
True.
Like the same way we had Westlife, you know, you had...
Where did Westlife go?
Exactly. You had Backstreet Boys.
NSYNC.
There's a particular period of time they're supposed to be out there, and then they're supposed to evolve and hand over to the next set.
I love these guys.
One Direction.
One Direction.
Yeah.
I love these guys, but I don't know, because the name was unique. Boys to Men. They could have been everlasting, because it's okay, we were boys at one point. Now we're men. And men, you can always be a man till you leave this earth. So Boys to Men was a very nice name.
Yeah, they were around for a bit.
Yeah, they were. They
They didn't do too badly. They started back in 91.
Yeah.
And of course, 92, 93, 94, then the End of the Road in 95.
Yeah.
You remember the End of the Road album? Yeah. And then that...
Of the road. Hey, you know what?
Oh boy.
That song, are you sure they were not prophesying that it's the end of the road?
No, that wasn't the end of the road, because they then had the other album that had the number one song, and then Down on Bended Knee, Water Runs Dry.
Hey,
you know.
Goodness me.
It's music. It's appreciation of music. It's appreciation of music.
DJ.
Whoa.
So yeah.
This is not.
This is way back Wednesday.
This is not Yori level. Just.
Wow.
But Yomi definitely has to take the news now.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now might come the holiday. Mosquito bite me, I swear no be today. For the boss where enter go mende. Hey yeah, I stroll to my godo. When the boys know get him moto. Anything.
Hey, Father boy, we're feeling those guys. We're feeling them.
We must dance. We must dance. We must dance. The food is ready. We must dance. Nice one.
Okay, now, so we already have this one here prepared, but we want to wrap the white one. So let's see some wrapping skills or something. Do we have some white one here? Okay. So let's do a little bit of wrapping skills, because we still have the white one here. Wow, Sheffy's song is about to show us some wrapping skills now, man. Great one. All right, that's it. I love this one. This one is the white one. The first one we did that just has only the ugu leaf.
Yes.
Wonderful. Great one. This one just has the ugu leaf, and so you have something else here. Now let's talk about the leaves that they use. What type of leaves are used for wrapping of father?
Moi leaves.
Moi leaves. So it's just that one. Do you have any other options? Is there any other type that we use?
Moi leaves is the commonly used ones, but I know in some other parts of the world or even the country, they use banana leaves.
Okay, so does the leaf add to the taste of the food? Does he sip it?
Splendid.
Hey! So that's it.
It has his natural feel.
All right, wonderful. Yes. Okay, so let's get this here and this.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay, so can we try a little bit of can we do traditional wrapping?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's just try. Let's just show them some traditional wrapping. I think we have one or two more leaves here. Okay. Let's show them different styles. On Sunday, we'll give you the full details at the end of the show. Murio Kunola Park. Father boy is going to be ready for you. But then let's see if we can get one or two leaves and show them some traditional style with, of course, sous chef. Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, let's. Okay, so while he's getting that ready, this one is the second set. Wow, woo. Hey. How many people in this studio? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 25, 20, 30. Wow. Upstairs, I know I have like 67 there.
I saw like 4 coastal buses coming.
4 coastal buses.
I don't know.
Me and our father, you see, we have back door here. All of you, you should say anything like this. You know me now. You know me.
Yes,
okay, so Shefi's song is going to show us the local style. Now, the one you buy, right? So you just see him. That's it. Just follow him. You wait. Show them from the beginning. So you just yeah. Let's show them fully. Let's show them fully. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Good. 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 All right. All right. All right. Great one. Ah. Okay, man. So and then. What? What? That's what's up. There's too much concentration. The studio is too silent. I don't like this. This studio is not normally this silent. Even the PCR is silent. I don't know.
I hope by tomorrow we won't start seeing a father girl from TVC.
Mr. Musa, the PCR is too quiet. I don't like this. I'm not used to this kind of quietness.
It has
wonderful,
to
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I get word now from my director that he's concentrating. He needs real concentration for this job. If not, today's show will not come out well. So yes, that is a local one there. Wonderful. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the different styles. On Sunday, you're going to see Memorial Konola Park. What's the time?
From 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Ofada Rice Day.
Ofada Rice Day.
Different fields of Ofada Rice. And one of the highlights is that we're bringing women that have been cooking Ofada Rice for years. From Ikperu, Ilishon, Ikene, from all over the Southwest. We're bringing them and we're going to honor them. They're going to be the ones in stalls. They're going to be selling food at the realest form of it. So Ofada Rice is going to be explored in different forms. So please, I beg you, stop eating from Thursday. Please stop eating. Please stop eating from Thursday.
Like 10, 20 years.
So by the time you are coming, you are walking in with slow motion. We know this person needs help.
Wow.
And we
So I don't know if Titi can see the people she's interviewing.
From Thursday. Start fasting from Thursday. Because you need space. Okay, Ofada Boy. From Ofada Boy, we move on to some gentlemen who have the names of international leaders. Blair and Clinton are the brothers best known as the DNA twins. I know your parents were thinking, you know, Tony Blair and Bill Clinton when they named you. Don't worry, we'll get there. Now, their fame came calling when they auditioned for the X Factor competition some time back. They released their debut single shortly after the competition called Mashup Freestyle. Now, they performed earlier, and of course, they also went for The Voice.
Yes.
They've been out there.
Yeah.
The DNA twins are here, y'all.
Hey.
All right.
Thanks for having us today.
So it's been a
Appreciate
journey
it.
for you guys.
It's been one long journey and interesting one as well.
Yeah, and then suddenly Maven comes calling. How did that happen? Talk to us.
That was like God's doing though, like because it was just kind of like we actually wanted Maven when we got out of The Voice. Like we had like a lot of other offers from other labels. Yeah. But we just knew what we wanted. You know this thing when you know what you want, and then all of a sudden it just comes your way, and you're like, oh wow! Like,
guess what? We had a lot of offers from labels, but the only label that didn't come for us was Maven Records.
Wow!
And we kept on praying. We're like, God, we love Don Jazzy. We've been fans of Don Jazzy for years and stuff like that. So we spoke to IK Osakiodoa, and he says he was going to help us try to talk to someone and joke like joke. He helped us out, and even though we put a lot of pressure on him to keep helping us, like it took some months, and then all of a sudden on the 1st of January 2017, we got a call.
Wow!
Like, yo, you guys come to the studio, like.
That's some divine intervention right there. So the fact that you're twins, do you think that has helped or not? If you were just brothers, you know, would it have the same effect being on stage?
Of course, being twins is the thing.
Yeah, it helped. Like, I mean, like, and because we have like the connection. That's actually why we're DNA, because like we have that musical connection as brothers, and then as musicians as well, and artists in general.
All right.
Yeah,
So what was the real pressure here? You know, some have pressure trying to, you know, make new music. Some have pressure trying to go maybe into a particular genre, but some have pressure from social media. Where was the major pressure for you guys?
I'd say there was pressure from a lot of places at first.
Name one.
Okay, firstly, I'd say the takeover thing from like Nigerians who say they want us to take over from P Square,
of course.
So some people were putting us in a box like this kind. Okay, you guys are next P Square. We're not saying it's a bad thing. Like it's actually a good thing for them to be able to compare us to P Square, but
because they're legends.
Yeah, because they're legends. But at some point, like it put us in a box, so we had to break out of it, and
we're DNA,
and
we're not.
Do you understand? Like,
So I saw a switch from the performance we saw in the clip, not the music video, the one on stage, and the performance you did just now. Well, I heard some very powerful vocals in there. Some very powerful vocals, and for you to go through that kind of competition, you have to have the voice. But now I'm not hearing music that is focusing on your voice. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, of course.
We have. We did. It was on purpose. Like so, we have like different songs with different feels and different vocal abilities that we put on the song. Like as for Ife Sinachi is like a song with a message. Like,
we just wanted to tell a story.
We wanted to pass the message that look, no matter what happens along the road, like God still got you, and you just got to be strong, man. That's it. That's literally it. So we're more focused on passing a message than trying to be vocally.
Or boys to men.
Yeah,
exactly. All right then. So the DNA twins are in the building on the same day. We have a father boy. You guys have not talked about food yet. Don't worry.
Yeah, it smells nice though, and your hair looks really nice. By the
way. All right, we have to take a break, y'all. While they compliment me behind the scenes, stay right.
How X is your ex? Now that's a question we're posing to all of us this morning. Oyidamola Shodero is a marriage counselor and a graduate of communications from the University of Lagos. She has joined us this morning to help us define and talk about how X and X can be. Right? Something like that, right?
Yes.
It's great to have you. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for
Wonderful.
having me.
So that is something that almost everybody has. Almost everybody, I know, but there are a few people that don't have exes. Yes, there are a few people. I know some people who got married to their first love straight up.
Okay.
And they've never had an issue with that. Like, very, very few. We can agree on that.
There's always an exception to every rule.
There is, exactly. So, but then this is something that almost everybody has to deal with.
Yes.
An ex.
Yes.
Dealing with an ex and all of that. So a number of people, like you said, opinions divide the room when it comes to exes. People feel that you can totally forget an ex. People feel that no, there's a part of them that remains with you all through life. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts on knowing how your ex can truly be is, first of all, that because you have a memory, number one, you can't honestly forget anybody fully, except you have some sort of
amnesia.
Exactly, either selective or full amnesia. It's hard to forget anybody fully. And therefore, you would have issues with dealing with how much of them you're carrying into your future. You know, some people say, well, they heal 100%. Some people say they forget and they forget like that. But really, they're just like pop-up things that keep coming up every now and then. And then if you have, some people have to deal with people in their now relationships who keep taking them back to their exes. You know, they keep referring to, don't compare me with, but you've honestly dealt with it. So sometimes you need to ask yourself, how ex is this ex? Am I stalking this person on social media? Am I like wanting to see what he or she is up to all of the time, you know?
So social media, we mentioned that social media has become a big, has a very big part to play in how much we heal. Because you get to see their actions, we get to stalk them, we get to, you know, go incognito, maybe go with other usernames and try to, is that helpful? Is that helpful to somebody, or how unhelpful is that?
It's totally unhealthy to stalk anybody, especially someone who's an ex. You may justify it and say, well, let me just see how they're failing, you know, let me see how they're succeeding, or let me see how they're not coping with me. But what the problem is, you're not actually healing. And you find out that every time you break up a relationship, a part of you is tucked away for your own safety and emotional well-being. You're just like, I'm not going to relate with this person, another person at this level. I'm not going to be this vulnerable anymore. So you can imagine when you now keep going back to your ex.
So the more it happens, you just start chipping away. You know, this makes me, it also happens like, I think this had to do with my system. You know, I was formatting my hard drive.
Yeah.
Every time I format it, it lost, there's some quality it loses. So the hard drive is not always as it is.
Exactly.
The more you format it. So we can say that that's what you mean. That's what happens.
That's what happens.
There are chips of you that get blocked away.
Exactly.
You kind of put up stronger walls and all that. So some people that say they have 20 X's, that means the walls are going to be plenty.
You're so fractured because what happens is every time a relationship breaks, you build walls to protect your own heart. And if you're not careful, the more the walls mount, the more they become a prison to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more the walls mount, they could become a prison to you.
So you're not
Wonderful.
a prisoner in your own wall. And that's why we say don't keep visiting the exes. It's like, they're like the warders who you invite them in to come and see how you're doing, to see if you've fed today, to see if you're growing.
Because I know people would do it. So we have that one person or people that we want to update our status, to pepper them. We want to show them that we're doing well. So something new comes up, there is that pressure that we even go as far as even lying.
Yeah.
Giving up a fake life and all of that. Okay, let's talk about how really those kind of things don't help. What should we do on social media? What should people do? Should they block them? Should they take them off? Or should they ignore them?
The advice that psychologists give is the first 30 days, unfriend them.
30 days.
30 days, do without them, because it's believed that in 30 days you form a new habit. So if you can, like dissociate yourself from them, don't phone them, don't contact them, don't spy on them on Instagram or whatever, you'll be able to take a posture and see, look, can I handle this or can't I handle this, So at least 30 days. And if you're coming particularly from a traumatic relationship or an abusive relationship, don't convert it to friendship. Yes, walk away.
Extricate yourself.
Exactly, make it clean.
Don't do conversion. It's not part to the BG.
It's not healthy for you at all. So just make it a very clean break. And even if it wasn't let me tell you something. There's some relationships where you feel maybe you had to break up because this person was AS, genotype issues. So you still like each other. You had legit reasons, or your parents broke you up for tribal reasons. So both of you may argue that we don't have any problem with each other. But the fact is, it's not going anywhere. And it won't free you to meet other people. It won't free you to be 100% because you still feel like, oh, but I didn't have a problem with this person. Society just came in between us.
So for me, I don't think genotype for me is not an issue. Why? If you're SSSS, decide not to have kids now. Adopt.
Like I said, every rule has its exceptions. How many women would say, look, I don't want to have my own children? How many men can live with that? So it becomes an individual thing.
Yeah,
How many families? Because in our society, you marry the entire family. How many families will be okay with that?
Oh God, forget the family. You are alone. You are alone. Yes, you are alone. Forget the family, because I know that discussion had always come up. AS, no. SSSS, no. But like, it's not every time a kid is a priority. We decide to come together and say, okay, we're not having kids. We'll adopt, we'll do whatever we want to do.
I think that becomes a matter of individual opinion that cannot become a standard for everybody.
It's not a standard, but we're saying that is the option that is available if they have to. We're saying that an option is available. No kids. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so finally, you said 30 days. You lock them off, you take them off. What if after the 30 days you can't go get over them?
If you can't get over them, then you may need to extend beyond the 30 days. So that, we can't say this is the time frame everybody will heal. And that's why I said after 30 days, you reevaluate. Do I want to stay further? But honestly, beyond the 30 days, make it a clean break.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Because we found out that in some situations, people don't deal with this thing cleanly. They meet and circumstances and situations, and then they end up having affairs in future. So,
Wonderful.
Time bomb waiting to explode.
Thank you so much, Oyidamola. That was a wonderful way to end this. How X is your ex. All right, well, while we're talking about that, Yomi and Titi actually performed a coup and extricated me from the kitchen. So they planned for me to handle this interview. This was not the plan before. I was not supposed to handle this. So Yomi and I don't know, they did a coup with Mr. Musa and Olamide. So they moved me here to handle this interview. But I know I'm sharp ahead. I'm going to block them now. Damola, let's head over to the kitchen now. Let's go. That was the whole idea
because we know how you are.
You know me that does not eat seafood is not ready for seafood today. Wait a minute, this way. Can you?
Yes, sir. Please take a seat.
I don't eat seafood today. It's ready for seafood.
Thank you so much, Titi. You are very kind.
I just handed it to you. I didn't expect you to eat with it.
Oh, Father Boy.
You guys can see.
And Chefy Song, yeah. Sue Chefy Song, great guy. Great guy. Okay, so Father Boy, can you move this way? All right. So Father Boy, just very fast, just run us through what we have here and how we got to this.
Okay, let me start from the main man. We have the mixed ofada rice with the seafood option. It comes with fresh calamari, fresh prawns, tossed fish, gizzard, fresh ugu, panla, and every other thing that is in your mind.
Oh boy, every other thing that's in your mind.
Anything you can think of is inside this thing.
Then the sauce, there's a sauce side that goes with it. It has snail and pepper and also has fresh prawns in it.
Very nice,
Then
very
we
nice.
have
They just move the entire package.
Yes, sir. Over to Tolani.
You can see how slowly it's moving.
There's no traffic, Dobby. That is too slow. Please.
You're supposed to taste
Have a taste
it.
from anywhere.
Tell us what you think.
Okay, so while she's doing that, Father Boy is going to give us final details about Sunday.
Yeah,
you
so
said, what are we to expect on
Ofada
Sunday?
Rice Day is
Okay, it's a Father Rice Day, as I said. It's in collaboration with the Lagos State government. The Lagos State government has invested a lot in Ofada rice production, and we're happy to be a part of this. They're happy to be a part of this journey, taking Ofada rice to the world.
All right.
Sashino Peters will be there playing.
Wow.
You
have to be there on Sunday. We'll still be talking about it.
Once the pepper touches you, you shout Esheo.
This guy is too much. I love this
guy. This guy is a promoter. I like promote himself.
All right, so Oyedemola, what do you think about the... What do you
It's
think about
really yummy and spicy.
Oh,
very
wonderful.
good.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You see that and more on Sunday.
Sunday, what's the date? What's the date?
October 13th.
13th.
Muri Okunla Park.
The celebration has already started on Wake Up Nigeria. As you can see, this is my plate of
Wow, you've
Ofada
claimed
rice.
it. You know what? Nobody is dragging it with you. You're it's fine.
Big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
All right, it's been a great time on the show. Thank you to everyone who came. DNA Twins, or Father Boy,
Yes,
Oyedemola, every single person,
everybody. Yeah.
all our guests. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care. Bye.